Hi everyone, I'm going to do a check-in on Princess Catherine. I know that since my last one, which is still very valid, and in general my readings remain valid for quite some time, I said that I would probably do something in terms of there was a video, wasn't there, that she put out in terms of her healing and that she's done with her treatment. And it was directly after I said there'd be an announcement, and the palace is waiting on her to decide. And if we don't hear anything, don't be surprised if they just happen to say she won't be back until next year, just so there's some communication. And I think it wasn't long after this video came out. Ooh, the candle's burning the leaf. Okay, so might have to just take this rose away a moment. I mean, I think it was far up, but apparently not. That's interesting, isn't it? That there must be some, I don't know why I'm getting photosynthesis, but there's something there to catch. Anyway, and I also want to look, if we have time, on how 2025 is looking for her as a primary, just initial, very light channeling of the energy. The first question I am going to ask is, how does she feel about William in 2023, and how does she feel about William in 2024? Just before I do that, sorry, going back to the video, I didn't do that because I don't think a lot of people may understand what but I'm going to say this, and then I'm not going to do that read. If it wasn't for so much stuff on the internet, if it wasn't for so much speculation, coverage, media, etc., and I mentioned in one of her readings, she needs to stop paying attention to online at the moment, if she is, or she will be. Okay, and it seems like spot on with that as well, because her video is very much, it's a lovely video, but it's produced in a way to make sure what is covered answers and eradicates any speculation. So I'm not saying any of it's false or lies, but it's not a natural flow. It's not as natural. It's more like, okay, we need to show this, we need to show that, we need to show that. Once we're done with that, the way we put it together and any additional is fine, but these things we need to make sure we show. Happy relationship, etc., etc. I'm not going to go further than that, but that is something that I saw in the video and the energy of it. Okay, so although it's beautiful, would she have done it that way if there wasn't so much? It could have been a little bit different. Let me just see. I'm going to use the same deck. In terms of her relationship with William, between them both, okay, so him and her and her and him, in 2023 and 2024, let's see. So their relationship. Spirit is reminding me that in previous reads I mentioned about the, I don't know why I want to say Jack of Wands, but it's not Jack of Wands. What is it? Page of Wands. And I said, remind me of this, and I'll let you know what I know of it. To be honest, I don't know which one came out before each other. Too many cards. I'm going to take these two. Okay, so if you wanted to guess which year is which, you can pause now, 2023 or 2024. Okay. So if you're not guessing and you're still with me, this is 2023. So their relationship in 2023 was very slow moving forward. There was some kind of news that was erupting at 2023. They did have a plan for a new beginning around something. However, that required some faith, and it required support from the universe to turn in their favor. I don't know why I feel they were halted, okay? In terms of that, a halt took place in 2023. Now, we know it was early 2024 when she was announced with this, but I do believe that by the end of 2023, if you've seen my previous reads, I already got some stuff with her health way before, okay? In 2024, I'm coming back to this. In 2024, a lot of her focus was on her recovery and treatment. She really needed, they both needed to tame their ego. They both needed to, where they were getting squabbles, it's not like I won, you won. And I felt like this is where, you know, when you have arguments, someone wants to always be the winner or not. They needed to pull together. They needed to find a newfound love for each other that was kind of like serenity, a dreamer, you know, the kind of new love energy. That was the 2024. But there was something here that was very humbling, and I think it was Catherine's health for them both. Was Catherine's health situation, and especially for William, a real humbling around that. Now, how did she feel towards William herself, not their relationship? So it's not their relationship collectively. How was it? Now it's her towards William in 2023. We've got that. It was a time where it was moving to more peaceful shores. So I don't know in 2022 if there was an eruption of something. It was like it was needed, but she was quite guarded. She was quite guarded in 2023, but it was kind of like their focus was to be, her focus was for them to be in peace and to be in calmer shores, probably when things were getting too much. However, she was a bit guarded during this time. I also think in 2023, one of their sons was a bit in focus for whatever reason. But that's what I get, okay? How did she feel in 2024 towards William? It seems like a lot better, okay? It seems like she had seen him more as of like who he should be, her husband, her there was a teamwork between them, okay? He was playing the role of, you know, his duties, but also being the husband, but also passionate, caring. And there was kind of like he gave her the passion and motivation, along with like when maybe she had doctor's appointments, etc., or healthcare coming over. He was kind of like her motivation. So I think in 2023, she's, you know, it was more so focusing on peace for herself, all right? In 2024, although her health was in question, I feel she was more connected to William as her husband and saw him in a more attractive, passionate, rekindled light. Now, you know, for October, especially this first week, I'm recording this on the 5th of October, so whenever you see it. I feel like this first week of October has probably been a bit fatigued for her. I don't know if she's made any appearances, although I do feel that she might have done an appearance since that video. I feel like she might have been spotted out. I don't know. I don't watch the news. I've not seen anything on it. The way I see things is if I've done a latest read on something, then I might get something similar suggested. Not a psychic read, but for example, Entertainment Now or the news or something. you know, for example, Catherine's been spotted out. I don't know about that. I've not seen it because I haven't covered her recently. So, but I do get that energy. She's probably been spotted out because I get the energy that she has been out. And it might be, I feel like, not necessarily with her kids, maybe with King Charles, maybe with Queen Camilla. Okay, so let's see what we get after this. But yeah, October, I feel like she might have felt a bit of fatigue. I think we all have. We had a partial solar lunar eclipse as well, but it could have made her feel quite fatigued, etc. I do think, like I said, you know, her family will always be her priority now, and that is going to be her focus. I do think the announcement is probably correct. You know, what it was and what I understand, it was pre-cancer cells. So in January 2025, I believe she's going to be 43, okay, because she's a Capricorn, I know that. I think 2025 is going to be a nice start. And that's because December of this year, what I feel is it's going to be good. She's going to be feeling socially connected. There's a lot of activities, pleasure, etc. I feel like 2024 was quite challenging for her. Like difficulties in seeing people's views and understanding their views. And this will be like online communication, news worldwide. And I think that is going to be a little bit better for her in 2025. Her relationship with William, let's see. As of now, it's a bit too far forward, so I will be doing another read, but I'm just seeing how can 2025 start off for her. If nothing comes out, because yeah, so it starts off pretty well, but I feel she has some self-doubt and confidence in terms of being out in the open, presenting, taking on those duties. And I feel like that self-doubt is going to make things feel like a bit of a heavy burden. But as you can see, we end the year with love and it begins with love, but it seems like she's having some self-doubt here. And I feel like this might be connected to Chiron, because I did feel like at some stage within 2025, she is going to be questioning, you know, we all get those periods where we start having those internal wounds come up. Let me just pull some cards and then I'm going to channel a bit more of what I was getting. I think this one was first. So health is still going to be a focus for her. We've got Prince William here, about him moving forward in his duties, the plan around that. I do want to say, I think 2027 is going to be a major year for the royals that are taking the forefront roles. Okay, so this would include herself, I'm seeing in 2027. A big important year, an important year for King Charles, Queen Camilla. So it's interesting how, as we head towards that year, how things are going to pan out. I do see health as a focus. I did see in previous reading that she will either travel to a blessing, like where she sits herself in holy water or spring, or she's going to be blessed with holy water as a protector. I saw that before she made this announcement, that she would do that. And if she doesn't travel, and I still feel that she will, whether we know about it or not, I believe it will be a foreign priest who does that. But I see her even bathing in some holy water on spring. I feel like there's times where her vitality might be low. We might not see that. It's not necessarily that her health is getting worse. It's just, you know, when your vitality is getting lower, I think she's going to have a few of those times during 2025 where vitality is a bit low. So she would need to adjust her plans, especially if it comes to you know, royal tours or events abroad as well. I think there's going to be a big element of how she's seen on the worldwide scale, and also how she communicates, expresses herself out there, and how it's seen and perceived is going to be a big one for her. And I think she's going to be wanting to express herself a bit more. It's going to be interesting how she does it. Yeah. The reason I pulled it is because I feel like she is going to be maybe healing some kind of parental wound. It might be mother. I think that is going to be some kind of thing that comes up in terms of an internal wound for some reason. Okay. Still a focus on health, like I mentioned. And I think that how she's going to be seen and the change of expression herself is going to be around springtime, where we see a little bit more. There might be some kind of change that comes between spring and summer that's a bit upsetting. It could be further down the line in 2025. I also see that we're going to see a lot of focus around humane kind of activities, organizations, and maybe how she expresses herself between that. I do think the end of 24, like I said, is going to be, so this is the monarch, and is going to be around, like I said, it's social expression, even her relationships, the relationships of people she loves. But she needs to be careful that she doesn't, where's the Emperor gone? We saw the Emperor, that she doesn't overindulge in certain things. When it comes to us, this could be that, you know, maybe we spend too much. And it's interesting, I'm talking about end of 2024, so December, Christmas time. For them, they don't have to worry about it, but we would need, that would be my, if I'm doing a personal reading, that would be my advice for the average non-royal. Unless you're kind of a celebrity who does nothing in life and gets all the books underneath them. That's the way life works, unfortunately. So yes, by the time we come into summer, I definitely feel we have the energy of the inner child. And I also feel there's a reminder here to keep up. Yep, look, you know what I channel is absolutely on. A reminder to keep up with your healthy routines, okay? Don't fall out of that. And again, here I'm getting a deeper perception of 2025 will be pushing her into some spirituality or deeper meaning of life, as well as nurturing the elements, not the elements of life, but nurturing life and those things she loves, nurturing her family is going to be one of the things that she's pushed into and focused into. I feel like her decisions need to be discriminating. She also needs to be choosy around her decisions, okay, especially when it comes to areas where she could be pushed into, like choosing, okay, family, love, where it's to do with spirituality as well, okay. Very major, look, 3 major arcanas straight in a row for us. I'm also getting a Gemini. Whoever has heavy Gemini is going to be part of the energy around her, so we'll have to see how that pans out. I still get the heavy water blessing, foreign kind of stuff, or a foreign priest. It could be Italy, it could be somewhere else. It's not as challenging as 2024, which is lovely, but there is the elements that I mentioned where she does need to pay attention a little bit. I would say, let's look at the end, because I feel like the end of 25, she might be feeling a bit bogged down, where at the end of 24, she's feeling good. So you remember these cards, right? The end of 2025, she might be feeling a bit bogged down with like a flu, just feeling really icky. You know, when you feel a bit crap? I feel that that might see 10 of Wands. Well, let's see what we get. Remember, I will do check-ins. I'm just doing an overview please do like, subscribe, support the channel. If you enjoy the content, consider giving energy back for content that is being put out there if you enjoy it. If you don't agree with the reading, move on. You don't need to leave any destructive comments. If you do and you want to leave something constructive, beautiful, I love to hear and engage with everyone. If you like, if you comment, or just even leave an emoji that you've seen this, it will always help the algorithm. And if you subscribe, you can also consider any of my services or even Patreon or memberships for the different perks. Yeah, see, can you see, right? Look at this. We've got hidden things and fears that are coming up here. And I feel that they're taking a hold of her and they're making her feel icky. She will be holding on to something, and I think this is focused around also, like I said, just making sure you don't get flu. She's feeling very heavy. The end of, look who it is, Jack of Wands, Page of Wands. Remember, keep remembering. I'm not putting an order, but that I've mentioned it a few months ago, maybe at the beginning of the year, I can't remember. I have something to say about this person, and it seems like, or this card, and it seems like it's coming up, right? So it'll be interesting if I can announce during that time. But here, exactly what I was saying, you know, just not feeling great, a bit of depression, under the weather, not feeling herself here because she's Capricorn. Yeah, just not feeling herself. Probably requiring, I wonder if her and William will have a bit of an upsie, and there needs to be balance between them pulled in, okay? Maybe there's a couple of arguments that happen, and that adds to how she's feeling. Everyone argues, so it doesn't mean they're going to split, doesn't mean that someone's cheating, okay? But there's a balance here, and there's something around whoever does take action, there will be, you know, a reaction from the unit. Like, for example, if you do something good will come back to you, etc. But there's a balance of justice needed, and also I think of her emotions of feeling defensive in terms of something in general. So let's see. I mean, I mentioned how she feels in October, but let's see how she feels more than what I just said the first week. So can you see the defensiveness here? And she feels a bit stuck. Yeah, she's not feeling her best in October. It is hidden. It is veiled from us. Again, I think there's a bit of a push of, you know, spirituality, but there's something hidden. And she feels like there's a challenging choice. And I think this is around where she's put that video out, the announcement, and the days where she's not feeling as great as she thought, yeah, I'll be able to do this. Still, she's having days where she's not as feeling as great as she would like to in terms of her health. And that's making her feel the fear, resentment, things coming up in terms of resentment as well. But also challenges of between decisions, feeling like I don't feel good. There's something where she's going to have her defense up against. It's something that we're not going to be privy to. But I also feel she's feeling a bit defensive because she's not feeling so great. Split the deck. There will be a celebration in October coming into November, so I don't know what that is. I wonder if it's King Charles's birthday. We've got the Emperor here, so I do see that. Interesting. I'm losing my voice, and as I say that, I know this is blue, but Spirit points me to this blue shoe. Okay, so throat chakra, and I mentioned in 2025 expressing is going to be something that she's going to be, we might see a difference in her, or the way she expresses herself, or people see her. But she's going to really want to express herself. But here, I feel like she feels held back. And I don't mean that she's necessarily held back by royals. I just believe that she is feeling that way. And yeah, a lot of blue energy. I don't know who's a strong Virgo. Something here says disconnect, take time out, because you will see the light when you remove yourself from the emotions. This Three of Cups is a celebration. I do think it might be Charles's birthday or something that's coming in October into November time. Yeah, so it could be to do with Charles's birthday. But I think there's a celebration around, I don't know if they take up some sort of like a little lawsuit, or, you know, kind of a reporting or a statement back, maybe towards, you know, the people that usually put stuff out against them. And there's a little bit of win that's received in a good way. And this could be from now until the end of the year. I'm going to take this card as well, and it's very positive. Okay, and then can you see, as I've said, the end of the year, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, restoring back into a balance, the family, Christmas time. Queen of Swords tells me there's still a little bit of guard in place in terms of, I think this is to do with maybe lawsuits. It could be Harry's, it could be other stuff. But I do think something is in the background where things might have been said, and they've got advice in terms of how to conduct themselves. And very much so, there could be monies involved in this as well. Okay, so that's what I have. We will do another check-in maybe in a month's time. If you enjoy these, please do like, subscribe. I'm planning on doing a reading on Meghan and Harry and how they connect, but also because I've done a few and they're not, it's not like it's expires. Some of them are educational, but also, you know, I think the exposure around Meghan and the staff element, I was thinking to do something around that. What would be her strategy around that now? So whatever it is, I hope you tune in, even when you see, you know, for example, something's popular in the news and you kind of like, oh, that, you know, that person was popular in the news 2 weeks ago, so this reading's expired. Not at all. If, for example, you look at P. Diddy being in the news now, I did a reading on Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Justin Bieber all the way last year, before any of these kind of niggles, eruptions came up. And Jay-Z, I don't believe the energy, yes, there's connection between them all, Diddy and the celebrities, but he is not pulled into this because of Diddy. His energy, I did his energy read because of him. And Bieber, you will see that I mentioned about trauma, and we need to keep him in our prayers. Just watch his energy, because I worry about his fluctuation. So you'll find that all the way in 2023. You can find the UK royal readings in the UK playlist. There's crimes and missing, and also like tragedy, news stuff like the Titanic. Currently that sits in the crime, missing and plus folder. I don't know if I will change it. It also has like Australia, the mass killing that happened in that. And also I've just said a word that YouTube don't like. There's the famous playlists as well. So do check them out, and I will see you in the next read. Bye for now.